Here's why I'm going to fail as a mattress actress. First of all, I can't act. Like, you're just gonna get the real me. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna fake squat for anybody. I don't even wear makeup. Like, I'm not faking. Second of all, I've never watched adult content, so like I have no idea what to do. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I don't even know what I'm supposed to look like.
So a couple of videos back, we had a look at Fight the Beast, a content creator called Heather, who for the past 4 or 5 years had been posting anti-porn content, teaching men that actually porn is rotting their brain and giving them methods of how to not give in to their temptations. She posted TikToks and YouTube videos. She even did podcasts on other people's channels where she discussed why she is so passionate about being anti-porn. She's kind of like me, but with essentially a smaller following because that's all she spoke about. She was very, very passionate about what she did. Now, a lot of the stuff she spoke about had been well researched. The only criticisms I did have for her was that she only spoke about how was bad for men and kind of completely ignored the effect that it also does have on women, but that part's not really relevant. Anyway, instead of going on with this type of content and fighting against porn and how bad it is, she essentially decided, no, you know what, that's too much effort for me. I'd rather do an OnlyFans, actually. And so she did. One day, out of the blue, Heather, aka Fight the Beast, decided that being anti-porn was too hard and just too much effort to argue with morons. So she thought, if you can't beat them, join them, which is a sentiment which should not exist. Now, instead of just doing her OnlyFans and maybe disappearing from the social media accounts that she was previously using to be anti-OF, she stayed on those YouTube and TikTok accounts and just posted about why she's right about doing OnlyFans and why people should accept it and why essentially her being anti-porn those entire 4 years that she was doing content was completely pointless, and she takes back and she's wrong about it because essentially any is a part of life and we should all accept it. She pretty much goes down the pipeline of saying that actually the naked body is so beautiful, guys, so we should just sell it because, you know, it's so spiritual and cool. And she posted a YouTube video where she just was like, genuinely, she seemed kind of deranged. She was like partially crying, partially, I don't know, giving some like motivational speech and basically acting like if we have a problem with it, it's because we just don't understand like what she's out to do. Her whole thing was that buy my OnlyFans because I'll teach you what should actually look like. Like, oh yes, queen, pop off because that's so motivational. Today we're going to have a look at her TikTok because there was a lot more that I didn't get to see in my previous video, and this woman is truly delusional.
I know pornography can feel like a quick fix solution that's helping you fix problems like sleep, urges, frustrations, brain fog. But I want to remind you that it is the problem. It is the source of these problems. It's causing issues with sleep. It's causing you to have brain fog. It's causing you to have addictive urges.
Okay, so bear in mind, she posted that in May of this year. Literally, her words were that OnlyFans is the problem. It's causing you to have X. It's causing you to have Y. It's causing you to have Z. Like, how? What is, like, when I see that and then I fast forward to her content now, it is actually crazy. You know, all the comments too that are like, oh, you know, she's right, this is well studied, like, this is great, this is so true. She literally has a part where she said thousands of studies have documented how it has a negative effect on the brain. Like, oh, that didn't really age well. Now, I'm just going to have to read you this one because it's got copyright music on, but it says, imagine choosing pictures of women who have no idea you exist over leaning into your pain to develop your masculine identity, discipline, self-control, and power, defeating roadblocks and becoming the best version of yourself. But pictures are easier, I guess, which is crazy ironic because imagine having a platform and building it off of exactly what you've just said, which is that it's bad. It's like a quick release of dopamine for something that essentially is not worth it. What it does to women, what it does to your brain, what it's doing to young people, what it's doing to society. Imagine picking only over sending that message. Imagine picking fighting the battle, which it is a battle, I agree, like being anti in today's society is hard because so many people are conditioned to believe that it's normal and people are genuinely just wired to not see otherwise. It is hard to be the voice of reason, well, the voice of reality, I think is a better phrase, and say, this is wrong, this is bad. It is difficult to do that. But imagine choosing to just do OnlyFans instead of going with what's right because what? Because OnlyFans presumably has made more money for you, because you can't be asked to fight the battle, which is literally what she said in the first video, like it was never gonna work. She says something like, being the voice against it was never gonna work, and like I don't know why I ever thought that I could win. Like, yes, obviously we're not gonna convince everybody all at once. We're not gonna change the world by just saying that we're anti. I think everyone knows that, but contributing to it. But if it was such an uphill battle being anti, I need to stop saying PORN because my boyfriend has to blur this all out. Anti-corn, we'll go with that. If you don't want to be anti-corn anymore, then go in a different direction with your content. It's nothing to do with the fact that you gave up being anti-corn because it was too hard. It's all because you obviously just wanted to do an OF. Or my theory, which I spoke about before, is she was never really against what corn does for the world, about what corn does to women, about what corn does to men. I have a theory that she was only bothered about men consuming it because of her own experiences, which, like I said in my last video, is something that people say about me. They say, oh, you're only anti-corn because your ex-boyfriend had a corn addiction. And I'm like, well, no, because I care about what it does to women, what it's doing to kids, what it does to men. I think she only did it because, like, she had some failed relationships over corn. And that would make sense because now she's also doing it.
I hate to be that girl, but like...
Okay, and this is the part where her content starts to change. She starts to be a melt, is the best word I can say. Like, the fake laughing in this video, guys, is going to make you feel so, like, icked out.
I hate to be that girl, but like, looking at human bodies is not destroying your life. Like, that's not how this works.
Miss Girl, Heather, nobody is saying that looking at naked bodies alone is ruining your life, okay? Yes, naked bodies are a part of our life. Naked bodies aren't inherently sexual. When I get undressed at the gyno or the doctors, yes, that's not sexual. We all are aware that the naked body in some scenarios isn't just sexual. Well, it's not sexual in most scenarios except right? The naked body isn't just this sexual thing always. You can be naked and the intent not be sexual. You can view a piece of art, for example, where someone's got their breasts out and it's not sexual. Breasts aren't necessarily sexual. They're to feed your children. We all know that. But laughing like as if we're all stupid for talking about corn being bad for the brain, when you literally a few videos ago admitted yourself that there have been studies done that show that it negatively impacts your brain. You can't sit there and say that looking at a naked body isn't going to affect you when it literally is, because it's not just looking at a naked body, it's watching people have sex that isn't really normal. It's usually very violent. The vast majority of corn online is called gonzo. And gonzo is basically a name for the type of content, which is what you see on most sites. It is the most common. And it is the violent stuff, the hardcore stuff, the stuff that features violent acts like slapping, choking, hitting. And it's essentially what Gail Dines describes as body punishing sex. It is not normal sex. The majority of is gonzo, the majority of corn is not what having looks like. That is why they say that looking at naked bodies is not doing your brain any good, because the bodies that you're seeing are usually very unrealistic, whether that be men with large packages or women that have had labiaplasties or breast implants or BBLs. Nobody is saying inherently that the human body nude is a problem, and you're straw manning people's arguments to make yourself look intelligent. Laughing, right? I've noticed people do this. They laugh through their arguments. This is exactly what Andrew Wilson does. He just laughs. It doesn't make you look any more intelligent. It just makes you look ignorant. It makes you look cocky and like just smug. And I don't take you seriously. Nobody takes you seriously. And the people that are agreeing with you, my friend, are the men that have an addiction, because they're the men that have been on your page because they were addicted looking for help. And all you're doing is validating the fact that their addictions, it doesn't matter. It's all right if you're addicted, guys, because who cares if you've got a addiction. You're just looking at a female body. That's not bad. Just think of it differently, you dumb idiot.
The deeper I go into this rabbit hole, having never watched this stuff in my life, the more I realize how unserious this whole problem is.
You're actually you're a dumb. I'm sorry, you guys don't hear me say that very often, but sometimes the B card has to come out because you know damn well you're lying. You know damn well you're chatting through your arse, smugly laughing like, oh my God, it's so unserious. It's very serious. Did you know that the average boy accesses pornography at the age of 11.5? Did you know that labiaplasty, which is a surgery to aesthetically change the appearance of your labia, in the past 5 years has increased by 75%? That's how many more procedures we've seen. Did we know that, corn can cause an erectile dysfunction, it can cause mood problems, it can cause violence that people become desensitized towards? It is serious. It's very serious. Children are discovering porn at such an early age, and then they're experimenting on their other younger peers, essentially committing child-on-child abuse because they don't understand what they've seen. It is very serious. For you to sit there laughing, being like, oh my God, it's not serious, is very, very deluded, very, very ignorant, and you're just stupid because you know damn well that this whole act you're putting on is to feel better about what you're doing. It's called having a guilty conscience. Her caption being, I guess I'm that girl. I said a voice crack. I guess I'm that girl now. If that girl means being a dumb idiot, then yeah, you are that.
Bought my favorite TikToker's OF subscription, and then one other girl that I had been recommended a bunch. And honestly, I love that.
Oh, guys, breaking news. Heather discovers that OF creators are actually people and might actually be okay. I am seeing so heavily these internalized issues that you've had going this entire time. It all comes back to my original theory, which was you just didn't like corn because of your own biases. Hence why you're saying, oh, this OF girl that I kind of came across, she's actually all right. It's entertaining to watch. Yes, I'm sure there are some OF creators that are actually okay. Well done.
These are literally just human bodies. It's really not that big of a deal. Is it just me? I'm just completely numb. It doesn't matter what I've watched in the last few days. I feel literally nothing. It is a joke to me. I don't know anything anymore. I'm just here to party and live my own life and be happy.
This cannot be serious. Stop saying Katie, because internalized misogyny, okay? You shouldn't be using that word. I'm sorry. But I'm genuinely annoyed. The reason this is really just winding me up and rubbing me the wrong way is because she's feeding the narrative that women are only angry about corn because they're jealous or insecure, and that actually it's no biggie. Heather, if you were so educated like you showed yourself to be, you would understand that the effect that has on the brain is gradual. It is not instant. You don't watch it and then all of a sudden feel some type of way. It's also not a fact, Heather, that every single person is going to be affected in the same way. You can't argue with science. It's been scientifically proven that it has a negative effect on the brain. Just because you have been watching it for a couple of days and you've bought a couple of girls' OFs doesn't mean you're going to sit back and go, my brain, I'm so infected. That's not how it works. Okay? And also, it could be like that for some younger people, for example, an 11-and-a-half-year-old, which is the age that a lot of boys are when they first access it. So when we're talking about being anti-corn, we're talking about it as a whole and why it's bad as a whole. I hate it when people do this whole, what-ifism with it. Well, what about if I watch it maybe and I don't feel upset about it? Or what if I use it because I want to be happy in my sexuality? Or what? Shut up. Miss me with that. Oh, well, Katie, what about the amateur porn where it's just two couples at home? We're not talking about that, are we? We're talking about porn as a whole. What is these days? We're talking about gonzo porn. That is the main genre of porn. That's, again, a fact. The majority of pornography on sites is violent. It is rough. It is not. Okay, well, it isn't in the first place because is typically an act. That's why the industry is a capitalist society. They're trying to get worse and worse to fill the market because people are becoming desensitized. Are you stupid? Are you saying... I feel like she's rage baiting me. I feel like this is top tier rage bait.
A recovery course can help you develop discipline.
But coming back to reality is a whole different beast.
Like, imagine building your entire image and message around being anti-corn because it's wrong, because you know the science behind it, because you're educated, and then sitting there and just going, oh my God, it's never that serious. Wow. You genuinely have, like, the intelligence of roadkill.
I can't sleep because somebody said you've become the beast, and I need to clarify. I used to think that the beast was the industry. I used to think that the beast was giving in to, but after 5 years,
The beast is the industry. I'm having one of those moments where I've got so much I want to say that I don't even know what to say. Carry on, Heather. I'm sure you're going to say something really intelligent.
coaching men, I realized that the beast is actually inside themselves. It's not about the, they'll use any drug, take away the, and it'll turn to alcohol, it'll turn to nicotine, it'll turn to sugar, it'll turn to food, it'll turn to something.
Yeah, well, you know, call me a monster. I would much rather a man's coping mechanism or vice be sugar or nicotine over the exploitation and degradation of women's bodies for money. I would much rather that, actually, Heather. If that's the option we're going with, how, like, you're putting those two things in the same bracket is crazy to me. Yes, maybe they feel equally as addicted. They have very different outcomes. And one of them affects women all over the world, men all over the world, kids all over the world, and the other affects you. If you choose to smoke, if you choose to drink, your body will be harmed, nobody else's. When it comes to talking about corn being bad for society, there is almost like a tier of what I care about. And I care about all of these things, but in a particular order. One, the women in the industry. There's countless stories of women being, you know, tricked into it, forced into it because they have no other means, or they just don't understand what they're getting themselves into because they're too young. Then you've got the young people in the world who access it at an age that is way too young. And then you've got men who are addicted. I care about all those things equally, but obviously when you choose to watch it yourself, I'm going to put that below the other things for obvious reasons, right? You just think that men being addicted is the only problem to do with the industry, so then you can strawman the entire argument that is being anti by saying, well, anyone, you know, can be addicted to anything, so what's the problem? You're simple. If life was that dandy, brilliant, but it's not. And you know that, you silly woman, because you spent 4 years talking about it. So you can sit there and dig at feminism in your little captions. What does this say? Men are dying to be recognised for the good that they do instead of getting starved by feminism and called pigs. Wow, she's not even just being a hypocrite and now catering to the very thing she swore to destroy, but she's now being a pick me. This doesn't get any better. Feminists, right? Guys, I need you to absorb one message, please, because I have a very healthy mix of men and women watching, and I love my viewers all equally, okay? I promise you, if you're a young man or an older man watching this, I promise you, it doesn't matter what the media is feeding you, what these Andrew Tate wannabes are feeding you, what these pick-me's are feeding you. Feminism is not your enemy. I don't think people quite understand that the proper ones, forget the white choice feminists, we don't talk about those. Real feminists want something that will equally benefit you, that will equally benefit men. Real feminists completely disregard bioessentialism, and they realise that men aren't born a certain way. Men aren't born to be horrible. Men aren't born to be this or born to be that. They're socialised. They're socialised to be that way because of the stuff that they consume, what's expected of them. Real feminists aren't these big man-hating beasts that think you're all evil. They think that essentially you've been sold a fake reality about what it means to be masculine, what it means to be a man, and real feminists don't want that for men. And people like this who are insulting feminism or attempting to by saying that feminists are just these man-hating idiots who just, what does she say? Calling men pigs is funny because it shows that she doesn't understand what the feminists are setting out to do, especially when it comes to the corn industry. But it's also really ironic when you led a lot of men on with your anti-corn message to then drop an OnlyFans and tell them that it's not that deep. I find that really ironic, Heather. I do. But yeah, I just wanted to get that message across because I think in order for feminism to have any effect in the world from this point on, people need to recognize that it isn't a man-hating organization. That's never, that's not the purpose of it. And I understand that there are people out there that think that. There are maybe people who identify as feminists that are, just hate men completely. But that's not the inherent goal of feminism. Don't let these people because it's a pick me move she's doing, right, to sell you her OF. Please don't give into it. Oh Lord, answer my prayers, someone shoot me. Don't do that, actually. Don't shoot me. That's not, yeah.
Because the beast is actually loneliness, insecurity, fear, self-hate, lack of purpose. And you know what's actually the fastest way to get a man out of that state? This is. But it has to be a healthy version. Something that gets a man excited.
Did you just say that the solution to self-hate and loneliness when it comes to men is the female body? And do you understand how ironic that is? She's essentially saying that all of these negative attributes that men has, the solution is a woman's naked body in a context. There's no way that you actually just said that. When all those things that you just listed that a man might have that's wrong with him, you also said at one point were a result of being online and watching online adult content. But now you're saying that no, it's not adult content that causes all these issues. Men just have those issues and the naked body can resolve them. You make no sense. You don't even know what you're talking about. And also, no, I would say that the industry could be described as the beast, knowing everything that we know. But then again, what's the point in me even saying that to you?
Hate, lack of purpose. And you know what's actually the fastest way to get a man out of that state? This is.
I'm sorry, also her perpetuating this idea that it's a women's job to get men out of a certain state when they have issues with themselves. We don't sit there and go, oh, women have this, this, and this. What's the perfect way to get them out of that state? Oh, a man's balls. When we're in a society, by the way, where you just made digs at feminism. Real feminists want to create a society in which also men aren't expected to be these manly men who are really men and manly, which could cause all of these things, self-hate and anger and blah, 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 blah. That's what we need to get rid of, not just encourage them to look at women's naked bodies, because that's the now newfound solution you think is better than, teaching people that corn is bad.
Talk about shame for a minute. I honestly knew the problem was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. I started doing reviews and it's kind of fun. And considering the fact that I don't watch corn, I had no idea there were so many shapes and sizes. But what's even crazier is the number of guys that have had women that they loved, women that they were in committed relationships with, tell them that they weren't interested anymore once they revealed themselves. When a man does that to a woman, there is public outcry. And yet when a woman does that to a man, he just carries it silently with a lot of shame.
That's not true at all. There isn't public outcry about what men have to say about women's genitals. Are you joking? What public outcry? Okay, yes, there's going to be women out there that are shaming men's size, right? Of course there will be. And that sucks and nobody's standing by that, or nobody should be. But there is a huge amount of men that are shaming the appearance or the smell or colour, I don't know, of a woman's vulva. But there's no outcry when it comes to talking about men's sizes. There's also no outcry from men when we hear other men talking about women's. What are you talking about? Have you been picked yet? Seriously. Honestly, wait till she gets into a relationship and her man starts watching. We'll see if she carries on with this. Because we know that's the only reason she ever cared in the first place. It's also really funny, by the way, she does ratings on her OnlyFans while simultaneously saying that shame is a massive problem. It's either a problem or it's not. You can't say that shame is big while then rating them would imply that some of them look better than others. What are you doing? Oh my god, guys, shame's so bad and women are making men feel so insecure about their penises. Anyway, pay $4.99 and I'll rate the size and shape and girthitude of your.
One of the craziest things that I've learned since starting an OF is how it brings men together. I did not expect that. I thought you post pictures and you communicate with subs. Oh no, these men are learning each other's names. They're communicating with each other. They are hyping each other up. They are hustling each other. They are pressuring each other. They are joking with each other. They are forming digital relationships with each other.
Wow, men forming digital relationships over a woman's body. Oh, I wonder what that's like. Oh, you mean when men all come together and create You mean like when men all come together in a studio and have sex with one woman to post for money? And would you describe a studio where like one woman's being by like 7 men as like a male gathering that's just good and wholesome because it's loads of men just together? Oh my god, guys, look how wholesome we are. We're just all here together, like absolutely just destroying this one girl and, you know, objectifying her for money. Like, how wholesome is that? Just because there's a community of people and brings them together doesn't mean it's positive. Look at Reddit, look at incels, look at literal incel culture, look at incel forums where men all come together to talk about how they want to and murder women. Look at how they all come together in one wholesome community where they talk about how women deserve to be because they choose to withhold. Like, what do you hear yourself? You silly, stupid, ignorant, dumbass. Give me whatever this woman's been smoking because it's some heavy crack.
Under this umbrella of my account. And that to me is just wild. And it just is kind of an example of how we don't have enough men's spaces where men can connect. You know, we don't have the barbershop where you can go sit after work and drink a soda with Andy Griffith anymore. And I think that just shows us like that is really heavily needed. Men aren't just coming to this to look at me. They're coming here.
I agree that there is a huge lack of real emotional connection that goes from men to men. I agree with that. But that's a wider problem that is nothing to do with being the solution. Saying that men can come together and bond over the objectification of women isn't new. That's what they do. That's why you have men who stand in groups and catcall women. That's why you have men that share links with each other. That's why you have boys that huddle together and check out girls together. Like, that's not new. Why? It's just online in your little community. Just because it's your small community doesn't mean it's wholesome. It's real. That's what happens in real life, and it's not a good thing that men can only connect over women's bodies. I'm getting bored now.
Here's why I'm going to fail as a mattress actress. First of all,
stop the fake laughing. No one's buying it. Second of all, I'll tell you why you're going to fail. You're going to fail because you're setting out, selling your OF under this idea, right, that the reason why you're different and you're helping society and you're not contributing to the problem is because you're being realistic. You're posting realistic things. First of all, that would never last. The problem is with OF, because of people like Bonnie Blow and people that are willing to do crazy things, people come onto the platform that they think is empowering and, you know, it's oh so wonderful because now you can make all the money yourself. And they realize that having the ability to be contacted by the people that are paying for your content is not a good thing because they want more and more. People go on there with the idea that they're just going to do bikini content. They come out having showed their bumhole for $4.99 a month because men will not be happy with what you are giving them. That's why the industry is so disgusting, because there is a desensitization issue. So why on earth you think starting off being all like real and just raw is ever going to do well for a long time is ridiculous. That's one reason you won't do well. Number two, because a lot of people can see that you're a giant hypocrite who is now catering to people because you genuinely think that your content has something different to offer, but soon they'll realize it doesn't. You're just deluded. And three, you literally quit after a few weeks. So I mean, I was right.
I can't act. Like, you're just gonna get the real me. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna fake squat for anybody. I don't even wear makeup. Like,
fake squat? What the is fake squatting? Oh yeah, me when I'm just bouncing on it and I fake bounce. How do you fake bounce on it? What are you talking? Are you okay?
Not faking. Second of all, I've never watched adult content, so like I have no idea what to do. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I don't even know what I'm supposed to look like. People are teaching.
Oh, I see what's happening. She's going with the I'm so innocent and I've never seen adult content before route. So you're pandering to men that like innocent women and that are like fumbling around and don't know what to do. Shut up, you silly moron. Genuinely. If you buy this, by the way, you're stupid. I'm fully expecting to receive comments calling me mean and a bully today, and I don't even give a so don't even, like, save your breath, because I don't care. I stand by it.
Anything I don't know about my own body. Next, I'm not going to do any BG content, boy-girl content, because I personally want to save that as an act of love. I've never done it unless it was an act of love, and I intend to keep it that way. And that's really, really important to me. So that being said, there's a lot of things that, like, I'm not willing to do just because, I don't know, that's special to me, and I'm emotional.
Also, I talk too much and I try to build like real connection with everybody. It's not how it works.
So essentially, this whole thing is her trying to sell her OF, and what she's trying to do, if you couldn't tell, but I think everyone can tell because they're not stupid, she's trying to act like she is accessible. She is like real, unlike the other adult stars, which by the way is crazy work. Like the entire message you're sending out is that these people aren't real, they're real women. They're real people. You acting all like down to earth and crazy is just weird. And also, I know that's just a ploy to get people to feel like actually they're not buying stars content. They're buying it from just the girl next door. That's the whole spiel. We're not dumb. You're not slick. And I see through it and I hate you.
And finally, after 5 years as a addiction recovery coach, I've learned that there's a huge need in the space for sexual health and healing. And if you want
Girl, men aren't interested in that. If men were interested in sexual health and healing, then there wouldn't be an issue with the industry in the first place, would there? Actual photographers have said themselves that the reason why stuff is getting so extreme is because people are consuming so much of it. They don't even bat an eyelid at seeing a woman have like 7 in her ass. So do you really think that you doing this like spiritual, like brilliant, right? If the world could be like that, if adult content could be like what you're doing, right, and it could be successful, then great. That's as good as it's gonna get. But newsflash, there's a reason why that doesn't sell. There's a reason why Playboy went bust ages ago. Like, what are you doing?
So in 5 weeks, I became top 0% on not just one account, but two top 0% accounts.
I'm convinced that every OF person says that they're in the top percent, because why do I see every OF person go, I'm in the top percent? Like, does everyone get to the top percent? Or can you just say that? Like, if I'd start an OF today and I just put I'm in the top 0.000%, would that work? Like, I'm guessing it's the whole, like, saying, oh, we do the best fish and chips in the entire world. Like, you're going to want to try it because you're like, oh, this is apparently the best. No one's checking, are they? No one's checking. Like, is this the actual best fish and chips in the world? Like, who knows? Maybe not. Anyway, yeah. The whole thing is that she quit after this. And now she's posting on social media about how she doesn't want to do it anymore because, like, she doesn't need, like, the negative feedback, and she's leaving social media, but then she keeps coming back and posting and doing all these desperate attempts to, I guess, deal with her guilty conscience. She's literally denying having a guilty conscience and saying that, oh, she doesn't. She's just in tune with what's going on, yada, yada. I don't know, loads of spiritual. But it's very obvious to anybody that she is actually insecure about her decision. Otherwise, you would just shut the up and just get on with your dumbass content. Your dumbass content.
Is it honestly any surprise why so many men feel like giving up? When every other real meme or song is calling them toxic? When women are constantly making fun of men and putting them down? When wives are constantly criticizing their...
If this is enough to make you buy her OnlyFans, you're so chopped mentally. And I genuinely don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. I've seen enough. Lord, please take me. I actually can't do this. Thank you, Heather, for that insightful look into why corn good and corn haters bad. Really smart and intelligent, and I hope to hear more from you in the future. If you did enjoy this video, guys, I feel brain rotted. Leave a like and a thumbs up. Wait, that's the same thing. This is why I don't bother. See you later, guys.